Hi, I'm Anthony Lettieri, the executive chef here at Stance. Today we're going to be doing a little bit more of a composed plate. A seared sea bass with squid ink, cauliflower mash, sauce romesco, roasted broccolini, and a little bit of a chorizo beurre blanc. So let's get started. Here we go. So Rafa is making the squid ink cauliflower mash. We use cauliflower a lot. It's kind of a blank palette to put whatever flavor you want into it. Today we're using squid ink. It gives it this nice, beautiful black color, and it has a little bit of a brine, like ocean brine flavor, but not much. And we take cauliflower, we roast it, and then from there we roboku it with heavy cream, butter, and squid ink and salt. We also do a non-dairy with almond milk. It's also very nice. We can use a roboku and we don't have to worry about starch. With potatoes, a lot of starch, a lot of sugar, it gets really gummy. What we're doing here is we're sweating down the chorizo. Spanish chorizo is different from what we normally look at as far as like Mexican chorizo for breakfast. Spanish chorizo is hard, almost like a salami. The fat content in it is very good. They use similar spices, but it's a little different. Sometimes it's a little sweeter. And we're gonna take out the fat and add this to our beurre blanc. Beurre blanc is a French sauce. Beurre means butter, blanc is white. So we are going to make a white wine sauce, add butter to it, and then finish it with the chorizo, and that's gonna go over the top of the sea bass. So what I have here is the mise en place for the beurre blanc. Mise en place is French. It means everything in its place. You wanna get all of your ingredients kind of in a row and ready to go. You don't have to run to the fridge or do something quick. You can just get it done. So we got some shallots that I sliced earlier, a whole black peppercorn and bay leaf, some white wine, heavy cream and butter, and we'll finish with a little bit of lemon and salt at the end and add our chorizo. Here we go. We're gonna start with the shallot. We started the pan. You wanna get it nice and screaming hot. A little bit of extra virgin olive oil in your shallot. You wanna let that go a little bit. Again, what I've talked about in the past, bring caramelization, bring those sugars to the surface. Those sugars start to stick to the pan, and then you deglaze, in this case with our wine, brings it all back into the dish. That's what you're trying to achieve. We're gonna go ahead and add our white wine here, deglaze. We're also gonna add our peppercorn and bay leaf, and then we're gonna let this reduce down. The more that you can reduce, the more flavor you're gonna extract. This is my happy place right here. This is where it gets nice and fun. I'm gonna also show you the sauce romesco. Sauce romesco is a Spanish sauce. Traditionally, it's used with roasted tomatoes. We're gonna do roasted peppers. We roasted them yesterday, and I'm actually smoking them currently. I'm gonna add a little smoke flavor to them. And then it's red wine vinegar, shallots. I like to use a little bit of agave to sweeten it up a little bit, and roasted almonds, which we already roasted as well. Okay, so this is the red peppers. They're just roasted red bell peppers we roasted yesterday. And then this is kind of a quick, easy way to smoke that we do in the kitchen. It's just a perforated pan with a regular pan, and my wood chips are underneath here. Take a torch. Most kitchens that I've worked in, this is like a quick, easy way to smoke something. The peppers are roasted, so they're already kind of porous. You only really have to smoke it once, maybe twice, and you'll achieve that flavor that you're looking for. We don't want it to taste like campfire. We just want that little accent of smoke in there, little next level that we're looking for. Normally I wouldn't just let the smoke out, but it's already been smoked twice, so there it is. I like to use apple wood and cherry wood. They're a little bit softer. Mesquite and stuff like that's more for barbecue. To me, it's a little too abrasive. It's a little too much. The next step in the beurre blanc, if you look here, we added our white wine. It's turned into almost nothing. That's what we're looking for. That's basically all just flavor right there. So we're gonna take our heavy cream and add it. A traditional beurre blanc, there is no cream, it's just butter and wine, but that breaks quite easily. So this is a little bit of a cheater method. When you're cooking beurre blanc for 150 people, this helps a lot. So essentially now we gotta wait for this to reduce all the way down so we can go over to the romesco station and do our romesco. It's a very simple sauce, Spanish sauce. It goes really well with seafood. Again, here's our mise en place. This is the smoked peppers. We have some roasted almonds, more shallot, extra virgin olive oil, red wine vinegar, and then a little bit of organic agave that I love to use. Traditionally, you would not use a blender, but again, 150 people, we have to do things quickly, so that's the best way to do it. Essentially, what we're gonna do is put this all in the blender, blend it up, add our olive oil, and that's it. So here we go. I'm not big on measuring. I've never really been that way. Some people would say it's not good, but it's worked out for me thus far. I think the best thing to do, kind of have a guideline as far as a recipe, but cooking's supposed to be fun. Have fun with it, do what you want to do, and at the end of the day, taste it, season it properly, and you'll be just fine. So we have our mezcal all finished. I'm just gonna get it into the squeeze bottles and get it ready for service. So. I'm gonna sear the sea bass now. I'm actually using the pan that we rendered the chorizo in. It already has this wonderful flavor, so might as well use it to finish the fish. I'm just gonna season it, just salt, a little bit of olive oil in there, and we'll just do a nice sear on it and finish it in the oven. When I'm cooking fish, the thing that I look for, you want a nice sear on the outside. To me, the worst thing to do, fish or any protein, is to really overcook it. Get a nice sear and then throw it in your oven. 400 degrees is always a great temperature to have your oven at. 7-8 minutes and you should be just fine. If it's really thin, you can probably just pan sear it and finish it in the pan. If it's a little medium rare in the middle, it's fine. It's better than it being way overcooked, dry. You don't want that. I previously already pan seared all of the fish. It's ready to go, and we will finish it in the oven at 400 degrees. So the vegetarian option for people that don't do fish is cauliflower steak. We just take cauliflower, cut it into steaks, salt, pepper, extra virgin olive oil, and we roast it in the oven. Okay, so we're going to finish our beurre blanc. If you look at it from here, it's kind of achieving what we're looking for, those little small bubbles in the cream, exactly what we're going for. So from here, you're gonna turn the heat off, and you're slowly going to add your butter and whisk it in until it's emulsified. Emulsified is essentially, we're taking two different fats and we are putting them together. We don't want it to break or separate. We want them to emulsify and come together and be this nice union of love and flavor. So you want to use butter that is not room temperature. You want it to be cold. If you do use room temperature butter, it'll break, it'll separate. So you want it to be cold butter while you're doing this. I always use unsalted butter. You can always add salt, you can't take it away. Another way I can kind of tell when I'm finished, you just keep adding butter. Once you get to a point where you're adding butter and the butter isn't melting, stop. That's when you know you're good to go. I've added all the butter, it is emulsified. Now we're going to season it, add a little bit of lemon. Once I get it to where I want, I'm gonna separate some for the vegetarians and then add the chorizo to the rest, and we'll be ready to go. Okay, so now that the beurre blanc has been seasoned, we're going to strain it, all the bay leaf, peppercorns, shallots. We want the flavor, but we don't necessarily want that in there. We want like a nice, clean, smooth sauce. When I rendered the chorizo, it took some of the fat out of it. I'm going to use some of it on the plate, but I'm also adding some to the beurre blanc, give it a little more of that chorizo flavor that we're looking for. It's very important to be organized in the kitchen. 95% of our success is being organized. That comes down to ordering, menu planning. If you're not organized, it's not gonna go very well. We got 10 minutes left till service. We're gonna start plating pretty soon. You guys will get to see how this all comes together. A nice scoop of the squid ink cauliflower. And then we also have the roasted broccolini. Salt, pepper, extra virgin olive oil. We roast it in the oven, 400 degrees at 10-15 minutes. And then there's the seared sea bass. And then we are gonna go with the romesco. And then we are gonna finish with the chorizo beurre blanc. A little of that fat from the chorizo. There you go. Bon appetit.
If this was a restaurant in San Clemente, it'd probably be one of the best ones here. And I would easily probably spend like 20, 25 bucks on a meal like this anywhere else. So the fact that we get this every day is insane.
What's really cool is I've gotten to know so many coworkers I probably wouldn't have gotten to know because we sit down and share a meal together, and it's just an amazing way to bond. I can't believe he's able to make a main dish, a vegetarian version, and sometimes a vegan version. And I've tasted all of those versions and they're all amazing. He doesn't seem to need to sacrifice anything by making a different version. It's pretty incredible.
One of the problems with people, they're afraid, they think it's this big daunting task to cook. It shouldn't be that way. It should be, something that you really enjoy. You do it with your friends, you have fun, put on some music, drink some wine, and make a night out of it and really create something unique and fun and happy. I hope this was insightful, you learned something. Let me know if you have any questions, and thank you for watching.